And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wake Forest, and welcome to playoff basketball. Patrick Keenis alongside Jay Sonhalter. Big one tonight. The winner gets the #1 seed in the East Region, New Hanover, if they get past Athens Dry. But first things first, Green Level looking for its first ever postseason win tonight, and they've taken out Wake Forest already once this year, Jay.
Yeah, and for Green Level, this is the 4th year varsity basketball, and what John Green's been able to do building this program each year has been so impressive. Over for Wake Forest, Greg Ackles, same thing, back-to-back winning seasons, building up that transition. His team is going to play up-tempo and fast-pace.
All right, let's take a look at some of the key players, because we're seeing a very experienced starting 5 for Wake Forest. Only one senior in the starting lineup for Green Level.
Yeah, Green Level's a young team, but Izzy Eatman has been their star. He does a great job on the defensive end. He's a lockdown defender, but tonight his outside shot is going to be so important. He's lethal from beyond the three-point line, also has a feel for his game, knows when to pull up and also when to get to the rim. Over on the other side, Deshaun Grant has been a star point guard for Wake Forest. On the football field, he's an excellent safety on the back end, but here on the basketball court, he's the leader, distributes the basketball, scores in double digits, and tonight on the defensive end, he's going to be at the top of that press, creating havoc.
All right, when these teams met a couple of months ago, a lot of the key players for the Cougars were out. What are the keys for Wake Forest and Green Level to move to the second round?
Well, Green Level has to get back in transition defense and slow down Wake Forest's tempo. Also, on the offensive end, ball movement, making sure they get good shots and executing. For the Cougars, it's all about rebounding, being on the boards, attacking the glass, and then playing with tempo. They want to play up-tempo. Green Level wants to slow it down. And for them, it's about getting out on the run, using their athleticism to get buckets.
Round 1, North Carolina 4A playoffs. Green Level and Wake Forest, 16 versus 17. We're coming back with a tip-off when we return to Wake Forest. And we are moments away from launching the 4A playoffs in the opening round. Green Level Gators 19-8 overall, 10-4 out of the SWAC. They finished in a second-place tie, 3 games behind Holly Springs, but they did meet Holly Springs in the conference championship last week. Wake Forest, meanwhile, 17-10, 5-5 out of the NAC 6. They finished in 3rd place, but they were the only team in the NAC 6 to knock off Millbrook, which enters as the #3 seed in the 4A.
And Millbrook hasn't lost a conference game in 4 years, and each team has had a difficult road in their conference play, and 2 of the best conferences in the state with the NAC in the SWAC. So they're battle tested, they're ready to go, and each side has young talent and veteran leadership.
All right, there's John Green in his 4th season as the head coach for Green Level. The school has been in existence for 4 years. They lost their first 38 games playing with freshmen and sophomore when the school opened. Made the playoffs for the first time in school history last year. Knocked out in the first round. Chance for their first ever postseason win. And in his 3rd year, Gregory Ackles, 2-year head coach at Vance Granville Community College, also as the head coach at Southern Vance for about 6 years. As we have the opening tip, and let's introduce our starting lineups, brought to you by West Shore Home. Convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. 4 seniors across that starting 5 for Wake Forest. And Nigel Lucas, as we see Wake Forest jump on the board early with a 2-0 lead.
Sam Fry going in. He's the best 3-point shooter for the Cougars, but there, saw he had a lane and he took it.
All right, so here is Green Level. Started the year 9-0. Baseline fall away a little bit short. Rebound tipped into the corner and knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Green Level. So Green Level, of its 8 losses, 3 have been in the hands of Holly Springs, the winner of the SWAC conference by 3 games. And meanwhile, Wake Forest started the year just 4-3, but again, they were dealing with some football commitment issues with a lot of players transition from football to basketball with some all-star games that kind of slowed things down at the outset of the year.
Yeah, for Green Level, only 1 senior on the team, but some of their juniors have been on varsity for 3 years. Isaac Erickson is a college prospect, and right there shooting from the outside, that's their strength.
And that's Ty Kane to tie things up. Being one of 3 Gators, averaging double figures. little more than a minute gone by in this opening quarter. Again, these teams met back in December. It was a 20-point win in this building by Green Level on the road. And again, a number of the Cougar players were not able to play in that game. Izzy Eatman driving through. We'll keep our eyes on him. He averages about 11 a game.
For Green Level, they want to spread the floor. They do a nice job with their ball movement, setting picks, and putting pressure on the defense with their spacing.
Manhurst, nice delivery on the inside. Eatman goes for the reversal and called for a travel.
When you saw the back pick, that's what allowed Eatman to sprint down to the bottom of the block and get wide open for that entry pass. We'll see it here. Good job coming on the cut, then Fry coming over playing defense with the help of the baseline.
They're well defended there by Sam Fry on the inside, forces the turnover. Wake Forest, the number 16 seed. Green Level, the number 17 seed. Pressure broken by the Cougars. And again, the little fadeaway baseline jumper is left short by Deshaun Grant. And here come the Gators up the floor. Eatman with a little bit of path to the hole and gives the lead to the Gators.
And Izzy Eatman's really exploded on the scene midway through the year. He just took off. And so athletic, really good outside shooter, but there had an opportunity in the paint.
Yeah, just a sophomore, kind of glides through the air. Mid-range jumper miss. Eatman clears the rebound. And now works against a couple of defenders and slows things up in the half court for the Gators.
Wake Forest is such a good defensive team there. Very athletic. They can switch on screens. They communicate well. That's one of the strengths of their ball club.
A tough little leader there. That's left a little bit short by Ty Kane. And here come the Cougars on the run. Nigel Lucas cutting through defenders. Challenge shot missed it. Ty Kane the rebound for the Gators.
You see that burst from Nigel Lucas. He's a football star, committed to Gardner-Webb on the football field. Had a great senior season. And here on the basketball court, one of the star players as well.
Turn to the corner, nowhere to go. Eatman left open in the corner for three. And the rebound on the deck grab by the Cougars. And here comes A.J. Smalls at the floor. 4-2 lead for the Gators. About 3 minutes and 20 seconds gone by in the opening quarter. So Sam Fry dishes back to the sideline. Smalls looking for territory. Strip, but right into the hands of his teammate down low. Short shot missed by Grant. And now running the floor. Back behind the defense is Ty Kane. But hemmed in. Finds the trailer. The dump off. But an offensive foul will be charged against Green Level.
That was Nigel Lucas setting up. Great job recognizing I can take a charge here. He set up. And here's the pass. Here's number one there. Good base, gets the call.
Trey Manhurst, number 23, collects the offensive foul, heads to the bench for Green Level. Midway mark of this opening quarter. Simmons skips it to Smalls. And Grant will reset it up against Braden O'Donnell. Well, the first time these teams met at a halftime, it was a 29-9 Green Level lead. It's 4-2 midway through the first quarter. Stepping through, it spins off glass, no good. Nigel Lucas fouled on the approach, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws when we return. So the playoffs opening round underway. Gregory Ackles, Wake Forest Cougars down a couple with 3:31 to go in the opening quarter. And welcome back to Wake Forest, where the opening round of the 4A playoffs underway. Green Level, the 17 seed. Wake Forest, the 16. 4-2 lead for the Gators coming in. And the foul line here for Wake Forest is Nigel Lucas. And already a big adjustment needed to be made by these Cougars within the last couple of hours, because Javion Alston, averaging 16 a game, top scorer on the squad for the Cougars, was in school but then fell ill after he left school earlier today and is not here and unable to play. So that really threw a monkey wrench in the lineup and rotation here for Wake Forest. They'll try to overcome.
Well, and with that scoring output, it's going to be important for Nigel Lucas, Deshaun Grant, Smalls to really step up. Fry as well. Those are their 4 leading scorers. And also coming into the lineup, replacing him is Kevon Simmons, the starting quarterback for Wake Forest. So change to their lineup that they're going to have to adjust to.
Big 3 knocked down by Izzy Eatman, sponsored by Hawk It Out NC. Takeaway, here comes Eatman, blazing through the hole, drops it in. He has scored 5 points in about a 10-second span, and that's the lead for Green Level.
Well, and Green Level's, using the fast break more often than we've seen this season. They're more of a half-court team, but they've been able to get out in transition and get to the bucket.
Deshaun Grant attacks with the left hand, does get the soft rim, and Grant has his first points of the game.
Such a good point guard there, creating his own shot, starting safety over on the football program and committed to Elizabeth City State.
9-6 lead for the Gators. Turn the corner, no help, side defense. Bank shot short though by Kane. Can't control his miss, and Sam Fry does for Wake Forest. Quickly up ahead, here is Simmons. Scoops it up to an open Smalls. Defers on the 3, gets closer, and a little too strong off glass from short range. Dribble knocked away out of the hands of Erickson. Steal by the Cougars. And now, so we've gone from deliberate half-court basketball in the first 4 minutes to now up and down 94-foot action.
Well, each offense is starting to get more of a rhythm, and the fast break is really taking over. Good job by Wake Forest getting that turnover and then turning into points.
On the cut, Erickson. Strong with the right hand. Rebound grab by Wake Forest's Fry. Hard attack in the hole from the left side by Simmons. He can't connect. And now it's Green Level on the run. The throw back in the lane. Erickson, banks it around. No good. And he'll head to the foul line.
For a big man, Erickson has such a good outside touch, but he can finish down low through contact. This is a beautiful pass, getting the ball to the sophomore. And he fights through the contact to get to the line.
All right, heads to the NC 529 free throw line. Never too late or too early to start saving for education. First one knocked down by Erickson for his first points. Minute 25 left, opening quarter. 10-8 lead for the Gators.
Erickson's really a special talent. He can play point guard. 6'8". He can bring the ball up the court, shoot from the outside. One of the hardest workers on the team. College prospect, just unlimited potential.
And just a sophomore at 6'8" as we take a look at the points in the paint. Sponsored by NCDPS for the opening quarter. That's by the North Carolina Department of Public Safety, be a champion for victims. 11-10 now is the lead for Green Level. About a minute to go in the opening quarter.
Good job from A.J. Smalls with that mid-range jumper. Such a good touch.
Eatman hooks one in the corner. Liam O'Donnell misses a 3. And the rebound tipped out and on the move. Here comes Grant again for Wake Forest. Lays it in. And the Cougars have the lead. This was a 5-point lead for the Gators just a couple of minutes ago, but looks like the Cougars look really good and comfortable in transition with an up-tempo style. See if the Gators are trying to hold for the last shot. They will not. And that rebound is punched out of bounds. It stays with the Gators.
A really good defensive effort from Nigel Lucas going against Erickson. Those two battling. Erickson floats, good job off bounds shooting that ball, and then it's a scramble at that point.
Back to Erickson. He nearly got tied up in the lane, but there might have been a reach instead. And there's a foul on Wake Forest. That foul charged against Deshaun Grant. So a third crack on this possession for Green Level. 20 seconds play. Erickson left open just off the edge of the lane, misses though off glass. And here comes Wake Forest. Stripped away. 10 seconds to go. And a 1-point deficit facing the Gators. Needing a rush. Midkiff pivots around, forces a jumper short. And that is going to do it for the opening quarter. Well, a tale of 2 quarters within the span of 8 minutes. Deliberate start, feverish finish. And after 1 in the opening round of the 4A playoffs, Wake Forest leads Green Level 12-11. All right, ready for the second quarter from Wake Forest. Green Level down by 1 against the Cougars. Patrick Keenest, Jay Stonhalter, and Jay, what'd you see in the first quarter?
Well, I saw early on, you could tell both offenses, not really having a feel yet. And then midway through that first quarter, fast breaks by each team, and that's what really got things going.
There's a lob intended for Erickson at the rim, broken up, and then a steal at the other end. Here comes Eatman with a 3-on-1, flips it to Erickson. He gets hammered on the side and still finishes. Quick and solid recovery there by the Gators after they gave the ball up. Transition bucket.
Yeah, excellent job from Eatman. Driving all the way through, bringing up the defender, then Erickson with his athleticism, running the court at 6'8", able to finish with the free throw.
And to the Popeyes free throw line, Isaac Erickson. He's now 3 of 3 from the line of the game. Love that chicken from Popeyes. It is a 2-point lead now for Green Level, 14-12. A little trapping action inside the half court by the Gators. Simmons in the lane. Erickson kind of punched the rebound to his teammates, and they outlet it ahead to Eatman. Eatman had 7 in the opening quarter. And he slipped and fell and maybe stepped on the end line.
Good defense from Sam Fry over on the baseline. Watch number 4 for Wake Forest. Close out there and use the baseline. A little bit of perspiration
in the lane area, but where he did that jump stop, he'd actually stepped out of bounds on the baseline the previous step. So it is Wake Forest basketball, down by 2. Pretty active top of that trap. This is Small out of the corner. A.J. Smalls. He has 7. And that is the first 3 of the game made by Wake Forest. Talking out NC. Start the conversation. Reduce underage drinking.
A.J. Smalls, a 3-point shooter. They move the ball around. Then Eatman has had the response so far tonight.
Eatman just a sophomore. He just kind of floats around, doesn't he?
Very natural.
Finds open space. Good touch around the rim. 16-15 lead for the Gators. This is Grant up top.
Wake Forest moving the ball well.
Grant got a step past 2 defenders, missed it. Weak side putback, that won't go. And the Cougars with a 3rd crack from short range, missed it. And the rebound tapped out. Here's Kane on the run, 2-on-1, locates the trailer, a little bit behind Liam O'Donnell, but he is able to save. And now the Gators will set it up. A reach-in foul on the approach by Erickson. That's going to be a foul on A.J. Smalls. Fourth foul on Wake Forest in the half. They dump it inside, grabbed nicely, controlled by Liam O'Donnell. And the senior puts in his first points of the game.
And great job from Liam O'Donnell there, setting up. When Erickson got the ball, he pivoted on his man, set up on the block. Good entry pass, and he finished.
And that 3 is left short by Lucas. 3-point lead for the Gators and possession here. Oh, that shot blocked out. Nearly out of bounds, but saved by Izzy Eatman. Big block by Sam Fry defensively. Again, not really rewarded. Cougars, now they are. Nigel Lucas, the takeaway goes to the hole. Got held on the approach. Shot does not go. It'll be a 2-shot foul against Green Level. The foul against Liam O'Donnell.
Well, for Nigel, we see him intercept passes out on the football field here. Takes this one away. Such a physical defender. Good recognition skills. Knocks the ball loose to get to the line.
All right, so Lucas at the line for 2. Misses the first. A reminder coming up. Stay tuned for the myspot.nc.gov high school hoops halftime report. Highlights from this first half and more. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find a free, safe, and effective COVID-19 vaccine for everyone 6 months and older. 1 of 2 for Lucas. 2-point lead for Green Level, 18-16. Pressure in the backcourt. Look at Eatman going deep down the toolbox to get over the timeline. Kane attacking 3 defenders and still able to finish.
Quick first step by Kane. He's been on the varsity since his freshman year. And the response from the Cougars.
And a quick reply by Sam Fry. Talking out NC three-pointer. Talking out NC. Start the conversation. Reduce underage drinking. Erickson. Hemmed in. Steps past it. Double team. And then a takeaway by A.J. Smalls. Cougar ball down 2. Into the corner. Baseline drive. Behind the back pass. Finds Nigel Lucas. Yes! And foul. A beautiful delivery. And the finish there by Lucas.
Beautiful pass from Simmons, number 12 here. He's the quarterback on the football field there. Passes it to his wide receiver, Nigel Lucas. He catches it and scores. He knows what to do with it. Those two have a special connection, and it carries over here tonight.
Free throw missed the Popeye free throw lines. The lead now holds at 1. 21-20 Wake Forest. This is Izzy Eatman, 9 points in the opening half. O'Donnell into the corner. This is the 6'8" sophomore. Erickson misses a 3. Eatman, the weak side offensive rebound, throws it underneath, and there is Erickson. Much easier finish that time. There's a 22-21 lead for Green Level.
Eatman was battling for that board, and he has the vision. Erickson shot it, then streaked towards the hoop to get the pass.
And there's a 3, drained by Fry. He is starting to get hot. Back-to-back threes by Sam Fry. And one brought to you by Talk It Out NC. Start the conversation to reduce underage drinking.
He's a 40% three-point shooter. They've got to continue to look for him from beyond the three-point line. He hits another one.
Eatman hits Erickson, flashing high. And he was fouled right at the elbow area with 3:07 to go. 24-22 is the lead for Wake Forest. Waiting moments, opening a half for Wake Forest. How about this delivery? Quarterback to wide receiver. Still pays dividends on the hardwood. Wake Forest by 2. A reminder, fans, stay tuned for the myspot.nc.gov high school hoops halftime report. We'll have highlights from this opening half and more. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find a free, safe, and effective COVID-19 vaccine for everybody 6 months and older. Jay, we are flying through this opening half. 24-22, Wake Forest leads by 2. Clock ticking toward the 3-minute mark. There's no broadcaster jinx in high school basketball. 2-point lead. Little give and go action. Eatman locates Liam O'Donnell, and he's able to roll one in.
What passing by those two. Eatman, O'Donnell. O'Donnell has the touch. Shooting over the top. One of the leaders of the team. Really good job there with the give and go.
Tied again, 24-24. Brandon Markle, number 10 on the floor for Wake Forest. Comes up top. This is Simmons. They play it through the middle now into the corner. Open look 3, a little bit short. Weak side board to Ty Kane. And here come the Gators. And again, Green Level has not yet won a postseason game. They are hoping it is tonight. 3 in and out by O'Donnell. And a foul goes on the Gators trying to attack the offensive glass.
For Wake Forest, this is their first back-to-back winning seasons since 2001. It's amazing what both coaching staffs have been able to do on each side for their teams to have this much success here as of the last 2 years.
Updated numbers of the NCDPS points to paint, 14-10 for Green Level. Does that surprise you at all?
Well, for them, what they're doing a nice job of is cutting, getting into the lane, getting into the paint, and finishing. And I'm more surprised with how often they've gotten out on the run. They've been able to finish. And Wake Forest, when they've been at their best, it's when they've been able to create havoc on the defense and get turnovers, and then they've turned it into points.
North Carolina Department of Public Safety be a champion for victims. Whistle blown in the lane. That'll be a foul going on Isaac Erickson. First foul on Erickson there. Again, he's got A.J. Smalls putting him in the right spot on the floor, diving down, went against the mismatch, and still was able to get some body contact. So Smalls 7 points in the game. At the Popeye free throw line for a couple. (25-24) Wake Forest. Yeah, go back just a couple of years for Wake Forest. 3 years ago, 1-9 within the next 6, 5-20 overall. In the shortened 21 season, they were just 3-8, won 18-7 last year. So turning things around in a very, very tough league with Millbrook and Wakefield right at the top. And then for Green Level, school just opened up its doors 4 years ago. That's a clean strip, saved, and grabbed by Smalls. Looks it ahead to Deshaun Grant. The bounce pass through the lane, and a beautiful finish by Nigel Lucas. That was a textbook fast break by Wake Forest.
How you draw it up. I mean, they look like a professional team. The way they move the ball forward, pass the ball, put the defense in tough positions, and they can finish.
Inside a minute and a half for the opening half. 4-point lead now for Wake Forest. That was a fortuitous break right back into the hands of O'Donnell, and the second crack for the Gators. And the bucket by Ty Kane. 28-26. That one forced by Simmons. Couple of bodies go down. A couple of tough stares going back and forth at one another. A.J. Smalls now on, please. Here's a look at that fast break, Jay.
No look. Good job from Smalls. Up forward to Grant. And that was Lucas streaking in, getting that pass and finishing. These guys, Patrick, they've had so much experience, and you can tell it pays off out on the floor. Just with the chemistry that they play with.
And officials just trying to bring down the temperature just a little bit as one of the officials wipes up some sweat on the floor. 1:05 remaining, first half. It will be Gator basketball, down by 2. Seen a lot of mini runs in this opening half, but the lead has really never been beyond 5. 4-point lead for Wake Forest, 5-point lead for the Gators. And we get a armbar foul on the baseline. That'll be charged against Sam Fry of Wake Forest. And the Cougars over the limit. Well, you can tell watching Erickson right now at sophomore, even at 6'8", he's very, very comfortable on the perimeter, more so than in the mid-range or on the post, but good handles, excellent touch from the outside.
Well, he's skilled, and he's got that feel for the game. He saw he had the baseline and just leaned into the body of Fry and knew that he was either going to get the foul or he'd be able to get all the way to the hoop.
Next couple from the Popeyes free throw line and draws the Gators even inside a minute for the first half. And the way this offensive set looks for the Cougars, they may be holding for the last shot of the half. Nope. Fry. Rebound to the Cougars. Oh, strong rebound by Simmons. Throws it out. Here's A.J. Smalls. Baseline drive. Attacking hard. Shot was partially deflected. Back in the hands of Lucas. He can't finish, but Smalls will on the weak side.
Wake Forest, they don't have a huge lineup in the ballgame, but boy, do they fight, just attacking the glass and being relentless.
Ty Kane throws back outside. Here's Erickson. And misses a 3. Whistle blown with 7.5 to go. And I think it's going to be a foul going on Sam Fry. And it is. So just as the Cougars were claiming the defensive rebound, Fry called for the foul. That's his second, and the Cougars are over the limit. So Eatman to the Popeyes free throw line for the first time tonight. He's a 1-and-1. Eatman now double figures with 10. Tie game. 7 and change left in the opening half. Simmons now picks up and sprints ahead. Smalls had a deflected pass, gets him, forces it 3 out of the corner, missed it. And that putback will not count. Well, competitive opening 16 minutes between the 16 and 17 seeds. Opening round of the 4A playoffs in North Carolina. It is Wake Forest and Green Level, 30 all. Coming up with a halftime show when we return. You're watching the MySpot.nc.gov High School Hoops halftime report. And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the WRDC Sports High School Hoops Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week from Green Level High School. The Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Liam O'Donnell. Liam is a 2-year basketball team captain, basketball all-conference, 2-year varsity track and field member, and carries a 4.5 GPA. Liam is a 4-year academic all-conference, is a member of the Green Level Student Athlete Leadership Team, a member of National Honor Society, and serves the community through Adopt a Highway and camp counseling. From Wake Forest High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Samuel Fry. Samuel is a 4-year varsity basketball player, a member of DECA and National Achiever Society, and carries a 3.8 GPA. Samuel serves the community as a volunteer for the Boys and Girls Club and Tri-County Food Pantry.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to be a sponsor of the Scholar Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to these All-Stars and good luck on your eligibility for a $3,000 scholarship at the end of the season.
Tatum and Atkinson, injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Opening round of the playoffs. 4A is where we are tonight. Tie score 30-30, Green Level and Wake Forest. You're watching the MySpot.nc.gov High School Hoops halftime report. Visit MySpot.nc.gov to find a free, safe, effective COVID-19 vaccine for everyone 6 months and older. And now we'll step aside, interview with Jacob Wurst from West Shore Home.
I'm here with Jake Wirtz, the sales manager for West Shore Home. Welcome, Jake.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Why is it important for West Shore Home to partner with High School Hoops?
Well, I think it goes in line with our core values of getting better every day. So throughout the season here, we're going to see all these student athletes, cheerleaders, even the parents themselves are going to be able to see their kids get better every day, and that goes in line with what West Shore is all about.
And why is it important for West Shore Home to be involved in the community?
The community is everything for us. In our eyes, you can't just be a company that goes out to people's houses and estimate projects. It's all about being embedded with the community. For instance, we just did a food drive to help the needy. We do other things throughout the year, Bass for the Braves, such things like that. It just kind of gives back to the community.
We really appreciate you being part of High School Hoops, and thank you so much for joining me today.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens this year.
It's going to be a great season, won't it?
I think so. Basketball is awesome.
All right, look at the mural from the class of 1990 inside this gymnasium at Wake Forest University. First round, 4A playoffs. Green Level, Wake Forest, 30 all. Patrick McGinnis, Jay Sohnhalter. Jay, let's jump into some first half highlights. Pretty narrow margin both ways. Competitive first 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. I mean, each team has got their punches in. Izzy Eatman knocking it down from the outside, finishing at the rim. It's that big first half, leading the fast break. Has such a good vision, really the catalyst for the Gators. They've got a tough offense to defend, but those back cuts they do in the half court, but over for the Cougars, they're really good in their fast break opportunities. Nigel Lucas leading the way, dishing the ball off. Now is Simmons giving it back for the and one.
Smalls finished with 10 to lead the Cougars in the first half. Eatman had 11.
Fry had a big first half from beyond the three-point line, but also really good defensively as well.
And there you see the numbers. 3 3-pointers made by Wake Forest, 2 by Fry in succession. Smalls had the other. +5 in the glass for Green Level through the first half.
The factor here in the second half is going to be turnovers and the boards. Right now, Green Level winning on the boards, but Wake Forest protecting the basketball, and it's going to be a close second half. In the fourth quarter, who's going to make that critical three-point shot? Who's going to make their free throws? Slim margin in this ballgame. Both teams playing very well.
Not an inch of separation through the first half. Third quarter action from Wake Forest when we return. All knotted up at 30. And back to Wake Forest High School. I know where I am. Green a little foggy at the moment. Green level, Wake Forest opening round 4A playoffs 30-30. Patrick Ketis, Jay Sonhalter. Wake Forest in the home white. Green level in the traveling navy blue and lime green. Gators looking for their first ever program playoff win. And a much different game it is today than it was back on December 17th when it was a convincing 20-point win in this building by a green level. But again, Wake Forest playing it mostly full strength tonight as Nigel Lucas delivers a lead back to the Cougars.
Good job with that mid-range jumper from Lucas coming out strong in the third quarter.
And you go back, what, 2.5 months now? It's a 29-9 lead at halftime for the Gators. I mean, it was an NC, a non-compete in that contest. But again, Wake Forest was missing a number of players. It's been a different style game here tonight as A.J. Smalls collects the foul.
In that ball game, Nigel Lucas and Deshaun Grant were playing in football all-star games, finishing up from the football season. And then A.J. Smalls hurt his ankle, so 3 of their top scorers were out in that ball game. We figured tonight, with everybody back healthy, this is going to be an even game into the fourth quarter.
NC 529 free throw line is Trey Manhertz. Knocks down his first 2 points of the game. Never too late or too early to start saving for education. 32-32. And again, Simmons in the starting lineup with Alston out sick. Small throws it up and he'll head to the free throw line. Second foul on Eatman.
Smalls has such an awareness, a feel for the game, going into the paint, knowing how to draw the contact, and fades away as he leaned in to get the shot off.
That's 11 now for Smalls, and one more coming from the NC 529 free throw line. Not a lot of contact made by Eatman there, but just enough to nudge Smalls off balance. Smalls now has a dozen. Back to a 2-point lead for the Cougars. And Eatman out of the corner took the pass. I think he was standing on the sideline. And that's an unforced turnover by the Gators. Right in front of his own bench. Well, Jay, let's revisit some of your keys at the outset of the game, kind of see where things are as we get a turnover here. Gators to take away, and then they'll give it right back. Erickson was just slowed up enough by a defender. He wasn't exactly sure what the right approach. Attack the rim, make the pass, and turns back over on the travel.
Well, he jumps in the passing lane, but Wake Forest gets back so quickly to cause disruption.
Cougar basketball, protecting the basketball, and then a shot blocked away. And here comes O'Donnell. Numbers here for the Gators. O'Donnell handed it off. Ty Kane, and now Eatman on the baseline. O'Donnell, a little hesitation move, kills it. And now Erickson, the leader from the elbow, no. Fouled his own miss and tipped it right into the hands of Lucas. Smalls controls the lead bounce pass, and a little bit out of control are the Cougars. And they'll reset. Heavy contact. They play on. Fry from the baseline, missed it. Eatman the rebound. 2-point lead for Wake Forest. There's another travel on Erickson. All right, now we'll catch our breath and kind of reset what you saw in the first half versus what you thought your keys were.
Well, the goals for Green Level were stopping the transition offense for Wake Forest and making sure they have ball movement. And I think they wish, you know, they could do a better job slowing down Wake Forest. I think at times they did pretty good, but at times Wake Forest got fast break opportunities. They've been moving the ball well. Their half-court offense. So for the Cougars, they want to rebound at a high level. Well, Green Level won in that fast in the first half, and then the tempo. At times, they've been able to push the pace and play at the speed that they want to do. So each side, their focus areas, they've done part of it well, but the other side has had the advantage, and that's why we've got such a close ball game.
And this foul is not non-consequential because that is number 3 on Izzy Eatman. He's picked two here in this third quarter. They throw the Smalls down low, and there's his 4th. And the bucket. They caught not only the Gators, but Eatman by surprise. Eatman now has 4 fouls, 3 in this quarter, which is only about 2.5 minutes old.
And A.J. Smalls used that shot fake to get him up in the air. Such a feel that we just spoke about in the last possession.
That is a major foul. And credit the Cougars for noticing he was going to stay on the floor, calling that play on the baseline out of bounds, and how long will he sit? It's now a 5-point lead, biggest of the game now for Wake Forest. Erickson stripped on the way up and fouled. Their reach on Grant.
For Green Level, I think they've got to continue to get the ball into Erickson. With Eatman out of the ball game, he's your leading scorer, especially down in the paint area where he's got the height advantage over the Cougars.
Yeah, that's the question now for the Gators. Where's the scoring coming from? Kane averages 11 in a game. Eatman averages 11 a game. Erickson at 16. So you do have a lot of other supporting offensive members here, but you lose the kind of the dynamic aspect of the game of Eatman, who allows your offense to spread the floor and do it so well. 37-33, Wake Forest. Lucas surveys. Now A.J. Smalls, 14 points. And a little bit more methodical. Off the bounce, Lucas, short with a 3. Poked the rebound right into the hands of the Gators. Here comes Manhertz up the floor, loud to the rim, and easy dunk by Erickson. Nice touch on the feed by O'Donnell. It's back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, that was just nice touch with that pass from O'Donnell to loft it up for Erickson to finish.
Well, that's an offensive foul. Braden O'Donnell got in the way of the baseline and took the charge.
The O'Donnell brothers called each of their names tonight. It's a defensive effort. That's Braden, one of the captains on the team, getting in position.
So with Eatman on the bench with 4 fouls, the deficit was 5, and suddenly a dunk and a defensive stop. Ty Kane pump fakes on the 3, shovels one in deep, and there's the tie. Spinning bucket from Trey Manhertz. And a 5-point lead no more for the Cougars.
Well, Manhertz is 6'6", and Erickson 6'8". I think the Gators have to pound the ball in the paint with those two. They have the height advantage down low.
Little back cut, taking the pass, and missing the short layup as Grant in the rebound down to the Gators. And here comes Erickson dribbling it up the floor. So O'Donnell fakes a long 3. Up top, Erickson, he will take it, and the lead back to the Gators. 40-37. 8 straight by Green Level after the 4th foul sent Eatman to the bench. 3-pointer missed, and the rebound of the Gators.
And Erickson that knocked down that 3-pointer. He's 6'8" sophomore, knocking down threes. Looked over to the Wake Forest student section, had a couple words with them, playing with energy, such a skilled talent. Now he's calling for the ball in the post.
And he got nailed right around the chin area. Foul on Wake Forest. Just when the Cougars thought they had this one under control, with one of the stars of the Gators on the bench with 4 early fouls in the third quarter. 8 straight by Green Level. And it's a 3-point road lead for the Gators. Scholar Athlete brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitters. 3:05 left, quarter number 3 from Wake Forest. 3-point lead for the Gators. They were down 5 a moment ago with Izzy Eatman on the bench with 4 fouls. They've run off 8 straight. They grab an offensive rebound off a miss and pick up another foul on the Wake Forest defense. That's 5 in this third quarter now by Wake Forest. And another one on A.J. Smalls.
That's a factor as we get into the fourth quarter. These fouls starting to add up for the Cougars.
And so Smalls will head to the Wake Forest bench with his third. Terrence Legarrette-Hodge returns. Smalls has been the top scorer for Wake Forest. Not the best body language leaving the floor for Smalls right there. 14 points. He's on the bench for perhaps the balance of this third quarter. Out of the corner. This is a line drive 3 missed by O'Donnell. Rebound to Lucas. And the Cougars sorely in need of a bucket here. Fry's made a couple of threes, steps in, and that's a tough finish. Sam Fry, he has 10.
He's smooth from the outside. He has that touch. They've got to continue to get him the ball and let him shoot it from long range.
And that stems the tide, ends the 8-point run. It's a 1-point game, but 2:20 to go in the third. O'Donnell looks over the zone defense now. He's a lefty 3 on the way. Bucket. Ty Kane knocks down the 3. Talk it out, NC 3-pointer. Start the conversation to reduce underage drinking. 43-39 Gators. Simmons flips the corner, cutting in. Boy, a lot of traffic there. And there'll be a 2-shot foul for Nigel Lucas heading the free throw line. All right, so now, Jay, you effectively have, at least tonight, top 2 scorers on the bench in foul trouble. Major foul trouble for Eatman, and 3 for Smalls for the Cougars.
And those fouls, are important. There's Eatman, who's played so good, and now he's going to have to, hang on the sideline until midway through the fourth quarter, most likely.
1 of 2 for Nigel Lucas from the NC 529 free throw line. Never too late or too early to start saving for education. 3-point lead for Green Level, plus 6 points to paint as we play inside the final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Ty Kane delivers a pass. The sideline, there's another 3. This one by Braden O'Donnell. 46-40 Gators. Talk it out, NC 3-pointer. And we get a whistle, and there'll be a foul on Green Level. I'll tell you what, after Eatman left, the offensive strategy for the Gators zoned in, and then all of a sudden you saw Wake Forest go to a zone defense, and the Gators have knocked down a couple of threes.
And they've been playing through the paint. Nice job getting the ball back outside, and they've been spreading the floor, and they've had good looks.
Deflected in the backcourt. Jump ball in the front court, saved by the Cougars. And that offensive set getting out of control. A bailout there by Green Level.
Nigel Lucas is so strong, and he knows how to use that strength here, fighting for the ball. A one-on-one matchup, he's going to come down with it. He'll attack the body to get the contact.
Foul goes on Erickson. That's to the NC 529. Yep. It is only the 6th team foul on Green Level, so no free throws. They get it in. This is Simmons. Rims out at 3. Offensive rebound to the Cougars, then a takeaway. Scrubbing for the ball midcourt as the dribble was poked away loose. Manhurts was able to get to it, and he attracts the foul by Wake Forest. That will be charged against Simmons. There's a 6th team foul on the Cougars. So both teams shooting free throws on the next foul. 1:01 left in the third. Gators by 6. And now if you're John Green, and when you had to take Eatman off the floor with 4 fouls, about 5.5 to go in the third quarter, you're down by 5. You're up 6 here inside a minute for the third. You can be pretty conservative on when you insert him back in the fourth quarter.
Here's the zone look.
Pass down underneath, and the zone offense almost broke down the Cougar defense again. And there will be a shooting foul, sending Nigel Lucas to the foul line. Everything but the finish at the other end.
They get the board, and then Lucas sees that Green Level is looking to take the charge, skips inside to get the contact. Wise move there, going around the edge of Manhertz. Greg Ackles, John Green, two outstanding coaches that have built their programs up the right way.
Yeah, it flips out no good. 1 and 2 for Lucas. 46-41 Gators. Final 30 seconds of this third quarter. Skip away from traffic. Looks like they are trying to mothball this one for the final shot of the third. John Green ripping the offense from the sideline. Erickson rises mid-range. No. And the offensive rebound that slipped out of the hands of Manhertz, but he got fouled. And to the line with .6 left in the third for a pair.
Each team is playing so hard, fighting for loose balls, and Manhertz knows he's got to get that shot up and gets the foul called for the Cougars. 7 now, just continuing to add up. That'll be a factor in the fourth quarter.
And one more from the NC 529 free throw line. Never too late or too early to start saving for education. Missed them both, and that will not count. So we are at the end of 3. And what an interesting third quarter it was. Down 5 when their star scorer even went down with 4 fouls. The Gators lit it up, and they lead by 5 as we head to the fourth. Ready to go. Start of the fourth quarter from Wake Forest High School. Opening round of the 4A playoffs. 46-41 lead for Green Level. In the navy blue traveling uniforms. The runner across the lane missed by Manhertz. And it's out of bounds to Wake Forest. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sunhalter with you. Izzy Eatman remains on the bench for Green Level with 4 fouls. There he is right on the bench. He's a little anxious to get back in the game, right?
I think around that 4-minute mark, we'll see him go back in the ball game.
And his team has picked him up. Picked up 3 fouls in a very short span in that third quarter. He only had 1 at halftime. Bursting through. There goes Lucas. Shot blocked from behind. And a foul. And that will go against Manhertz.
Nigel Lucas, yeah.
Number 4 on Manhertz.
And Nigel's got that toughness. So strong driving through there, and he contested Manhertz, who's such a good shot blocker. He's got that power he brings over from the football field. His father, Reggie Lucas, the football coach here at Wake Forest, from multiple state championships.
One more coming from the Popeyes free throw line. Love that chicken at Popeyes. 1 of 2 for Lucas. So now 2 Green Level starters are on the bench with 4 fouls. As Manhertz joins Eatman. 4-point lead, and Lucas anticipated that pass, deflected, tried to save right under the rim. No, oh, how fortunate was that? Ty Kane, the recipient. Smalls trying to save that pass under the rim, couldn't quite get all 10 fingers on it.
Kane, right place there, able to finish it off, stretch out this lead.
Oh, nice switch from the left to right hand to Sean Grant. Minute gone by, fourth quarter, timeout on the floor. 48-44, Gators leading the Cougars. Coming back with the... So minute gone by, fourth quarter, getting tight in Wake Forest. Gators by 4. .44 lead for the Gators. Minute gone by in the fourth quarter. The winner moves on to the second round. We'll take on the winner of the top seed in the East, New Hanover, as they take on Athens Drive, the 32 seed. A long way to decide this one. A couple of Gators remain on the bench with 4 fouls. Izzy Eatman, joined by Trey Manhurst a moment ago when he picked up his 4th. Gators play into the block, twisting the hole. Tough finish by Isaac Erickson. He now leads everybody with 17 tonight.
They come out of that break immediately. They go into their top scorer in the post and let him go to work.
Lead back to 6 for the Gators. Yeah, they showed zone for one of the few times tonight. Lucas. They play to the mid-post area. A.J. Smalls back on the floor, throws one up and does not get the kind roll. And the rebound to Ty Kane to Green Level.
For Green Level, I think you're going to see a slower pace here with the lead. Still plenty of this 4th quarter left, but they've got the scoring lead. They've got the size advantage. And right now, Wake Forest is in foul trouble.
This is Minkiff, misses a 3. Lucas the rebound. Lead pass right on the mark. The extra pass inside and the finish inside by Sam Fry. Quickly the other way, a handoff and the reply from Liam O'Donnell.
Kane is so quick with that ball. Gets up the floor. But O'Donnell knows how to finish.
Back to a 6-point lead for the Gators.
I like this look for Green Level with the zone defense.
Contact there, no foul. And the rebound was grabbed, it looked like, by the Gators, but a jump ball called as Izzy Eatman does finally return. So he missed about 8 minutes of game action. Picked up his 4th foul at the 5:39 mark, I want to say, and comes back into the 5:14 mark of the 4th. Short range shot missed by Wake Forest. And look at the boom again by Anderson. Taken away, though. Lucas just pilfered him right at midcourt. And a timeout called. What a steal by Lucas. A moment the Cougars needed.
He just swiped it. The double team comes up as the ball's coming up the floor. Fry playing good defense. Then here comes Lucas. Easy 2, and that's the speed that Wake Forest wants to play with. Outstanding on the defensive end, leads to easy buckets. And Wake Forest, what a 2-year run they've had under Greg Ackles. He came here 3 years ago during the COVID season. Back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since 2001, and he got his 100th career victory against Millbrook this season. First time Millbrook's been beaten in conference play in 4 years. Played at Elizabeth City State University, and he's got a veteran group that they've really gotten better each week, each month, and gotten to this point. And a lot of history here. Larry Lindsey is the legend head coach here in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame. And he's got a connection over on the Green Level side with John Green. John Green played at Barton College. Over 1,000-point scorer, superstar. And there's him there leading the huddle. But he played for his father at Wilson Bedingfield High School, and his dad was an assistant coach here at Wake Forest for Larry Lindsey. So a lot of crossing here with relationships and families here with this ball game. And over on his staff, he's got Coach Mickey Bissett, who's been a longtime legendary head coach for 40 years. I was talking with him before the ball game, and such a great guy and proud of his team and what they've been able to do. And over on Wake Forest, Jamie Holloway, another great assistant over there. So 2 good head coaches and 2 great staffs as well.
Well, Nigel Lucas was at it again, picked off another big steal, and then a poor pass behind him, throw by Sam Fry. And the turnover gives it right back to the Gators with a 4-point lead. 4.5 left in the 4th quarter. Opening round of the 4A postseason. Here's Eatman. Just back on the floor a minute ago with 4 fouls. Floats one down, the lead up to 6. Runner off glass, no. Tipped in the air. And the rebound to Liam O'Donnell. It's always interesting when you see one of your star players come back after missing so much time, where your offense really gelled without you on the floor. You don't want to try and do too much because things are working so well.
You just got to kind of get back into the rhythm, not try to do too much if you're Eatman.
Erickson throws back out front to Liam O'Donnell.
And Wake Forest switching up their defense, going to the man-to-man. They were previously in the zone.
Back cut, Eatman. Shot blocked away from behind by Fry and covered up by the Cougars. And here comes Wake Forest down the floor. Simmons across the lane, lays in. It's going to count, and he'll head to the line.
And that started with the block from Fry, who on the defensive end tonight. He's been great. And then Simmons, the quarterback here, gets contact, finishes, goes right into the living room there next to our cameraman.
It's the Popeyes free throw line, left it shorts.
Right into Cam's view.
54-50. Quick jumper out of the corner, that's missed. Claiming the rebound, Nigel Lucas. 3.5 to go, and the Cougars with an extra sense of urgency. Fry for three, no. Rebound, pinballs around right, back to Fry. Scoops it up short, sips up his own miss and scores. And Wake Forest within 2.
Well, each team's fighting, Patrick. They don't want their season to end tonight.
And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. We get a timeout taken by Green Level, 3:06 left. And I think John Green just feels a little bit of momentum kicking in the direction of the Cougars. And a big offensive possession here for the Gators.
And a really good timeout. There's John Green next to Coach Mickey Bissett. Talked about him, 40 years head coach, high school basketball programs, close relationship with John Green, and those two, along with their rest of their staff, they do an excellent job. And we've seen Green Level come out of timeout breaks with set plays, changing up their defense. So I'd expect that here, especially to try to get the ball inside to Erickson or Manhertz and play inside through the paint.
So 54-52 lead for Green Level. 9 fouls on Green Level, 7 on Wake Forest in this second half. So a couple of free throws with the very next foul committed by the Gators. And again, this is a program, school just opened, 4 years ago. They went 0-25 their first year, 0-13 the next year, and then picked up a win over Research Triangle to begin last year to end a school opening 38-game losing streak. Not to be unexpected. And again, they're playing with basically freshmen and sophomores over the first couple of years. And now they got to the playoffs last year in the school's third year of existence. Lost in the opening round to Jordan. Started this year 9-0 and finished 19-8. And here they are, 3 minutes away from a road playoff win. It would be their first playoff win in school history if they can nail it down. See what the Gators draw up here. Eatman on the other side of the floor here as Kane drills away from Nigel Lucas. Lost it right into the hands of Trey Manhertz.
So athletic, nice pass from Kane down low. 6'6", they're continuing to get the ball inside to their height.
4-point lead, 2.5 to go. Smalls against Eatman with 4 fouls. Into the corner, Lucas, yes.
He's played great tonight.
1-point game, 56-55. Closing in on 2 minutes left. Pass for the foul and goes inside. And Erickson gets the spinning roll. And he'll head to the foul line.
Pass it from high to low. Now is Manhertz getting the ball up top. Quick pass down to Erickson, who set up with the little head fake. Got Wake Forest up in the air.
It's 19 now for Isaac Harrison. Misses the free throw from the Popeyes foul line. The lead is 3. Quickly in transition, there's a foul called on the Gators on the shot attempt by Deshaun Grant. And they'll stop the clock with 2:01 and a couple of free throws for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest always has a response. They can get the ball quickly to the rim, and these guys are so powerful and strong. Deshaun Grant, the point guard, he can literally create a path with his strength to get off his shot.
He's so strong, protects the basketball, low center of gravity, is tough to knock off balance. Makes the first of 2. One more from the Popeyes free throw line. Love that chicken at Popeyes. Couple of free throws by Grant. Back to a 1-point lead for the Gators. Points the paint, 26-22 for Green Level. North Carolina Department of Public Safety, the champion for victims. Inside 2 minutes, winner heads to the second round. Eatman drives on Simmons and rethinks the strategy. This is Kane. Rebound to the Cougars. Strong board by Simmons. Here comes Wake looking for the lead. Fry out of the corner. Yes! It's a three. And Wake Forest takes the lead by 2. Timeout. Green Level. Sam Fry. A 7-point fourth quarter. And with 1:20 to go, Wake Forest up by 2.
Now Fry's playing huge tonight with the outstretched arm in his face. Pressure three-pointer, he comes through. And all night long tonight, making plays on the defensive end. 40% three-point shooter, he comes through again.
So there Gregory Ackles talks with this team on the Cougar sideline. Jay, they have played 5 overtime games this year, Wake Forest. 3 of them have gone to double OT. They have been in these moments seemingly all season long.
Well, pressure doesn't affect Wake Forest, and for Green Level, good job calling the timeout there to bring everybody over to the sideline, make sure everyone's on the same page for the final 1:20 left.
All right, Jay, let's quickly take a look at tonight's West Shore home play of the game. Convert your old bathtub into a modern, spacious walk-in shower in just one day. One from each side tonight, Jay.
Yeah, Kevon Simmons right there behind the back to Nigel Lucas. He finishes. Beautiful pass with the and one for the Cougars. Over on the other side, alley-oop from O'Donnell. One of the twins, Liam and Braden, both have played well, but that was Braden laying it up for Erickson. He knew what to do with it.
All right, we've seen John Green come through with some big plays out of timeouts, some dead ball situations here. He's going to have a couple more seconds to work on. I think there might have been some spillage on the sideline right in front of the Wake Forest bench. And so the athletic training staff is now taking a gauze pad to clean things up here. So an extra moment or two for John Green. What do you expect he's drawing up here down by 2?
Well, I think you've got to get the ball inside. With Wake Forest foul trouble and the height advantage for the Gators, get the ball inside. You're either going to get a foul called or you're going to be able to finish. And for the big guys, they've got to make sure they keep the ball high. Don't bring it down low or the guards can steal it.
All right, so it'll be a sideline out of bounds right in front of the Green Level bench. And in it comes to Ty King. 60-58, Wake Forest, 1:15 and counting for regulation. They dump it in the inside. There's Erickson. He got fouled.
Well, the Gators had the recognition. They saw quickly it was a zone defense, and instead of passing the ball around and letting the Cougars get set, they made one pass and immediately got the ball in the block to Erickson.
So Erickson to the foul line. 6 of 8 from there tonight. And rolls that one in. He now has 20 points in the game. One more from the Popeyes free throw line. 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. And boy, a lane violation right there on the Gators. Braden O'Donnell just lost sight of the release of the free throw attempt by Erickson. Stepped into the lane, wave off the make, would have tied the game. Instead, major Cardinal set. 1 point lead for the Cougars. 1 minute left. Lucas to a leaping Fry. Contact, no foul. Shot missed. And Eatman the rebound. Lobs it ahead. Fast break opportunity. Back to Ty King. Shot blocked by Wake Forest. And then a foul on Green Level.
This has gone back and forth. I mean, this is what we expected to go down to the end. And each side having their moments, but this looked like it's going to be an easy 2 by Green Level. Wake Forest comes through to block it, then they get the foul.
Simmons, one of the trailers, just got enough of a hand on that one to deflect it away. Just when it looked like the Gators were going to go back in the lead. So now to the foul line, Nigel Lucas. The lead is 1, 2-shot foul. And one more coming. 18 now for Lucas. 44 seconds left. Manhertz has just come back onto the floor for the Gators with 4 fouls, replacing O'Donnell. 3-point game. And a timeout by Wake Forest. 44 seconds left. 62-59 Cougars.
I expect Wake Forest here. Timeout being called. He knows Green Level's going to get the ball inside. Watch for them to trap or go back to his zone defense. Give a different look to the Gators coming out of this timeout break.
And Jay, it would have been a different strategy for the Gators had they not had the lane violation and playing defense in a tie game versus defense when you're down 1. And now the Gators trailing by 3. We'll see what John Green wants to draw up here. We'll go back to that free throw that it wasn't. Just not close. Just a lapse in concentration.
Now for Green Level, they're drawing up the plays right now. I think it's got to be back. We keep talking about getting the ball inside. You still have plenty of time. 44 seconds left. You may be able to get an and 1.
Yeah, this is not a possession to me where you need a 3.
You don't need a 3 in this situation, especially the height advantage. I would just say work quickly and expect a defensive trick by Wake Forest. They're not going to come out here and just play man-to-man. I would expect a trap or zone defense, but try to move quickly here and move the ball around and then entry pass into Erickson.
All right, it is going to be the Gators, the length of the floor. And again, they're wiping up what appears to be maybe a little bit of blood on the court once again. There's some on the sideline. And then previous timeout right in front of the Wake Forest bench. This one now is on the court of play. So the athletic training staff for the Cougars have done their job. So now we'll see what the Gators elect to do. Braden O'Donnell, the senior, will throw in. He will be unguarded. We have 3 defenders for the Cougars in the backcourt. And we'll see if a trap is coming or if they lay back. And they will play back and settle into the half court. Clock running, 35 seconds to go. Gator ball down 3. O'Donnell against Smalls. Inside it goes. And a foul. Manhertz got knocked to the deck. Stops the clock with 28 seconds left.
And they had the back cut here. Nice job from O'Donnell with the entry pass. And then there was a possible and 1, just too much contact from Simmons, but Manhertz does his job to get the foul.
And to the Popeyes free throw line, Trey Manhertz. Keeps it a 3-point deficit. A violation on a free throw that was made. Now a missed free throw by the Gators. 1 of 2 for Manhertz. And a timeout by the Gators. It's a 30. 62-60 Cougars. And I believe this is the last Gator timeout in the contest. 28 seconds left. Wake Forest basketball, length of the floor. And there you see Gregory Ackles asking the official, hey, can we run the baseline? Can we run the baseline? Because that will impact what kind of strategy they have to get the ball in bounds.
Well, here it's about protecting the basketball. And then over for Green Level, they're of course going to try to trap here and get the turnover. If you're Wake Forest, get it in, protect it, get it across half court, and then if or when you get fouled, make your free throw. You're in the driver's seat right now. You have a cushion, but you've got to execute.
And keep in mind, this is playoff basketball now. This is win or go home. And in a lot of these athletes' careers, for these seniors, there may not be any college sports in their future. So these last 30 seconds are everything. The pass out of midcourt, batted away, stolen. O'Donnell bounces it down low. Ty Kane passes it away to O'Donnell. Shot blocked, saved by the Gators. Touch to the inside, and the layup by O'Donnell to tie the game somehow. 62-62. And Eatman banged up on the mad scramble inside the final 25 seconds.
Well, you admire the way each team is playing, but I appreciate the defense side plays, because many times you'll see teams just play offense. They're not going to play full speed on the defensive end. But each of these are going all out. Critical play there from Eatman. And then this ball ricochets around a couple times. There's Erickson. seeing O'Donnell out of the corner of his eye, and he finishes, and Green Level gets the timeout.
Well, you saw what led to the steal by the Gators was kind of a big left arm going up for that challenge pass at midcourt by Eatman. And then Eatman took a shot, a couple of deflections before that layup was made to tie the game. 62-62, 14 seconds left, Wake Forest ball.
Yeah, and at this point in the ball game, you have to be aggressive, but Eatman has been able to play with those 4 fouls. So very good job not getting the contact, but getting your arm around to vault that ball over to your teammate.
All right, so out of the timeout, here come the Cougars. They were in this predicament just a moment ago with a 2-point lead. Now it is tied. Length of the floor one more time. Eatman is coming back onto the floor for the Gators. Appears to be fine. So here we go. Tie game. 14 seconds left. And here is Deshaun Grant trying to lead the Cougars to the second round. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. Here goes Grant. Throws back out front. It's loose. Fry, the heave for the second round. No! And we're headed to overtime in the opening round in Wake Forest. And for the Cougars, this will be their 6th overtime game of the year. Hang on. Time of the clock. Overtime from Wake Forest. 62-62, Jay.
Heck of a game. I mean, each side has had sprints tonight where they've taken the lead. Looked like they were going to carry the ball game, and the other side has fought through that adversity and come back. They've thrown their punches, and we kind of had a feeling he was going to go down to the wire. And here we've got an extra few minutes to get a winner.
Well, this is good basketball. This is what it's all about, right? 4 minutes added to the clock. Overtime for Wake Forest. They played a double overtime game against Sanderson in the regular season. They won it. They lost back-to-back double OT games to Heritage and Rolesville within the NAC 6 just a few weeks ago. And here we go. We're jumping it up. Green Level, Wake Forest, OT in the first round. And the tip controlled by the Gators. Eatman floats right in off the glass. Eatman, Manhurts, both still playing with 4 fouls for the Gators. Grant, hard attack, ties the game. He just gets so low and he's so quick. He's at the rim before you realize it.
Quick first step, and he gains so much length with that. He gets the defender on his hip.
Here's Eatman, a little bit of space. Goes to a cutter. This layup is good from Ty Kane.
Gators know how to move without the basketball with those back cuts.
Small step through, got it inside Fry. Back and forth we go in OT.
This is great. Each side making plays.
Minute gone by in overtime. 66-66. Erickson against Smalls. Ty Kane drags Lucas to his left. Hands off now to O'Donnell. Eatman tries to find a path and got held. And both teams in the double bonus.
Eatman is so tough to defend. Creative with his ball handling, with crossover. Use that left arm to create some separation. And
that foul, Jay, is going on Grant, and he is fouled out.
He's played so well tonight.
Boy, he has been one of the main reasons the Cougars are in overtime right now. And he is fouled out. He is one of the outgoing seniors on this basketball team for Wake Forest. This will be a tough 228 for him to watch from the bench. LaGarde Hodge replaces him. I don't think Wake Forest is in OT if it's not for that man in the middle of your screen.
He's the leader, point guard, and what he does, driving to the hoop. He can break down a defense. That's a huge loss with him on the sideline.
Eatman makes 1 and 2. 1 point lead for Green Level. So now it's going to be Lucas running the show offensively for the Cougars. Smalls against Eatman again with 4 fouls. Nowhere for Markel to go. Nearing 2 minutes in overtime. Smalls puts the head down, attacks everybody. Offensive foul on Wake Forest. Taken by Erickson. See that a couple of times from Smalls, and Smalls is also fouled out. So another one of the outgoing seniors for the Cougars. Smalls, an emotional walk-off. Now it's a helpless feeling for both Smalls and Grant on the Cougar bench. They need their teammates to come through in their worst way here.
And those two played so well and so hard tonight. You feel for them having to watch over on the sideline.
This will be a difficult 158 for them to watch, because all they can do now is cheer and pray there's another day to put this Cougar basketball uniform on.
And they mean so much to this team.
I mean, the heart and soul. 1 point lead for the Gators. 1:58 to go. And Daniel Serta, a 6'1 senior who has not played all game, is now on to replace Smalls for Wake Forest. Now a little delayed as a security official has now walked in front of the student section. He's having a couple of words with some students there. Just trying to keep things under control. And now we're ready to resume. Gator ball up 1. Erickson gets a screen from O'Donnell. Erickson against Serta. Big mismatch here. Spins on him. Gets to the hole. Blocked from behind again by Sam Fry. Out of bounds. Stays with the Gators. How many times has he done that tonight?
Made an impact all throughout this game. Blocking shots, three-point shooting, deflections, altering shots.
Now the official going over the scorers table. Is this a possession arrow issue? Yeah, the possession arrow is not lighted. Might have been unplugged or malfunctioning, so he's getting the official together now. They would go back to the opening jump of overtime, which was won by Green Level. There has not been a jump ball called since, so the arrow would belong to Wake Forest. The officials are getting together to make sure that they have things straight. So both teams heading to the sideline. Nothing better than overtime playoff basketball.
This is the best. And each team, they want to practice tomorrow. Then you'll have a game on Thursday, quick turnaround. But you want to find a way to have at least 2 more days of your season.
Bounce pass in deep. Erickson misses from short range, and it's out of bounds to Wake Forest. Clock, though, continues to run. 4 seconds just ran off the clock after that ball went out of bounds. But nobody noticed it but us. All right.
Should we say anything?
As the sideline deflected away, Eatman knocked it into Cougar bench. He needs to be careful here. That easily could have been his 5th foul.
And he's been able to play with those four since about 5 minutes. He entered the ball game. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth.
Here's Nigel Lucas on the take. 1 minute left in OT. Here's Fry. Lucas. Well, they know where to go here on the baseline. Fry for three. Way short. And out of bounds to the Gators. 19 points in the game for Fry. 52 seconds left. Gator basketball. So O'Donnell gets it in. Look how carefully the Ty Kane protecting that basketball. Gators up one. Kane against Fry. Screen him away. Dribble poked away. Stolen by Wake Forest. Serta hits Fry. And a timeout by Wake Forest. Fry was ready to tee that one up. Gregory Ackles called timeout. 31 seconds left. So for Gregory Ackles, you have Smalls fouled out. You have Grant fouled out. You have Serta on the floor for the first time. You have Leonard Hodge out there as well. But Fry, Lucas kind of need to be your guys. And again, keep in mind, the game began without one of the real big stars of this Cougar squad, with Javion Alston out ill.
Well, I think you've got to go to your two-man game here. And I think it has to start with Lucas driving towards the hoop.
Yep.
Pick and roll. But what I see is Lucas get a pick for him, let him go to the hoop. If he can take it all the way, go ahead and take the bucket. If not, dish it out to the three-point line to Fry, where he's been so good tonight.
All right, now let's talk defensively for the Gators. What do you expect to see?
Well, you don't want those two guys to shoot the ball, who I just mentioned. So the goal here is limit the touches for Fry and Lucas and make sure you deny the ball. I expect them to come out here in a man-to-man defense, overplay it, and make sure you tell your team, hey, here's the situation, 31 seconds left. We've got to get a stop.
Yep. All right, it'll be a sideline out of bounds throw in for the Cougars. Down by one. It's in the hands of Lucas. It's a screen from Fry. Looks to reverse it. 23 seconds left. Lucas spins to the short corner. Tough fadeaway short. Rebound is loose. Body's diving. Fry saves it. And we get another timeout taken by Wake Forest. 14 seconds left.
That's a good timeout. And that ball is on the floor. Wake Forest regained possession. You want to make sure, all right, 14 seconds left. Let me get this timeout and make sure we set up another play. Now, it looked like Green Level came out there, little change-up, zone defense. And it looked like some of the Gators were kind of sagging off, giving a different look to Wake Forest and shading over towards Lucas and Fry.
All right, so it's a 1-point lead. Green Level, the 17 seed. Never have won a playoff game since their school opened the doors 4 years ago. Wake Forest, the 16 seed. And the winner of this one will take on the winner of the top seed in the East, New Hanover, as they take on the 32nd seed, Athens Drive tonight. And again, the Cougars with Smalls fouling out, Grant fouling out. Kudos to the Gators, though, with Van Hertz and Eatman playing with 4 fouls for seemingly half of this game, and still out there.
Looks like Manhertz, just talking to Coach Mickey Bissett, looks like he's coming back in the ball game. Yep. So 6'6" and 6'8" Erickson both in the ball game to try to limit penetration.
And Braden Markell on the baseline is going to have to throw over Manhertz with those 4 fouls. And does have the sideline. Clock begins. 12 seconds left. Down by 1. Lucas above the inside. Daniel Serta gives the Cougars the lead. 7 seconds left. Timeout. Green Level, the most unexpected recipient of the go-ahead bucket for the Cougars, just delivered the senior Daniel Serta.
And what a shot here from Serta. He gets the ball, knows he's got to shoot it quick, and watch as he gets the ball up to the rim. right around Erickson, who was looking to block that shot. He was quick, and you feel so good for him, the senior. Gets his opportunity, and it pays off.
Subbed into the game for the first time when A.J. Smalls fouled out, after Grant had fouled out. 6'1" senior, averaging 1 point a game this year for this 17-10 Cougar squad. The most unlikeliest of heroes.
He was right on the baseline in a tough angle with Erickson coming over with that right arm to block. He was able to kiss it off the glass, but it was tough how he had to maneuver his body to get it up there. What a huge shot, and now 7 seconds left to make it to the second round.
And his work is done, at least for now. He's back on the bench. The Cougars send in Jameer Valentine, number 11 for the first time. 7.1 to go, length of the floor for the Gators. Down by 1. Arrow belongs to Wake Forest. And Braden O'Donnell can run the man line, and does. Gets in, taken away by Valentine. 5 seconds left, shot on the wall, good for Markel. And Wake Forest is going ahead in the second round. Shocking substitute superstars for Wake Forest. The go-ahead bucket in overtime with 7 seconds left by Daniel Serta, who barely plays for Wake Forest. And then Jameer Valentine on the floor for the only moments of this entire game. Drains a jumper to put it away. You want to talk about a moment that will live forever in their minds? Who had Serta and Valentine as the Wake Forest heroes?
And Braden Markle knocks in a 3 as well to stretch it out to a 4-point lead. What a game by Wake Forest. Green level, credit to them as well. This was a classic, but the Cougars gonna play on Thursday.
Bucket by Serta, steal by Valentine, 3 from Markel. Can you believe that 1-2-3 punch late in overtime? And Wake Forest moves on to the second round, 71-67. Trophy presentation on the way. What a remarkable overtime finish for Wake Forest. Daniel Serta, Jameer Valentine, and Braden Markel lead Wake Forest to a shocking win. The final seconds in OT. Jay Sohnhalter with the head coach, Gregory Ackles, and the Cougars, who are going on in the second round.
Coach, first of all, congratulations. What happened there the last 14 seconds?
I mean, we got to overtime, which we had a turnover right before that. You know, to go to overtime, it's the playoffs. Both teams playing hard. And at the end, I told them if we were able to drive, your man, he used to help, you got to go to the basket. Daniel got it and made a layup. We called timeout to set our defense up. Jameer gets in. Defensive presence. He's one of our smaller guys, but he plays well defensively. Gets a steal. Braden shoots the ball. I'm trying to yell timeout. He shoots the ball. It goes in. I'm just more than thankful that we survived and won this game.
What's it about your team performing under pressure, all the overtime ball games this year? You've had the experience in this moment, but it seemed like your team was calm under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably our 6th or 7th overtime game, couple double overtime games, and I learned some lessons which made me call timeout, because normally I wouldn't call timeout, but I called timeout to set our defense up. Thankfully, me not calling timeout cost us 2 games, unfortunately. Me calling timeout right then, Jameer gets a steal. So, you know, all learned experience, all credit to them, because they do all the hard work. But just glad we learned some lessons throughout the year to get us this win.
Yeah, we were talking on the broadcast about how hard your team plays, and this ball game was going back and forth, but you guys were able to use your up-tempo pace, get fast break opportunities, but you were great on the defensive end.
Right, and I told them, like, the best way we would win this game was to push the ball down the court. Like, they're very deliberate. They know what they're doing. You saw the first half, they hit a lot of back screens, but I told them before the game started, but you know, we were able to sustain, maintain, and, you know, going to overtime and people start fouling out. I'm just yelling, focus, play defense. I threw it. Daniel and Jameer didn't play the whole game. They had to go in at the end. I mean, they stepped up and made plays when they had to. So we play on Thursday, thankfully.
Yeah, you told us, you said, I told the guys I want to get another practice at least and get to Thursday.
That's right.
You did it. What are you going to have to do on Thursday to get another victory?
I mean, your prize, congratulations, is the #1 seed in the East. It's New Hanover, who's very talented, very athletic. But, I'll get to work tonight. Got some film already, so see what I can come up with tonight, come up with tomorrow. We'll come in, have another practice, thankfully, and see what happens. We'll take a bus ride, and once the ball goes in the air, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody knows you're about to get a trophy. Guys, you're about to get a trophy.
They don't know.
But, Coach, congratulations on a great season, an impressive victory tonight. You deserve this, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday night.
You can get that to them. Hey, yo.
Guys, congratulations. Here's your trophy.
For the moment for Wake Forest, and they will indeed get the top seed in the East. New Hanover 54-39 win over Athens Drive. So they'll be the top seed hosting Wake Forest. They'll make the trip on Thursday for the second round. All of us like to take a minute to thank the wonderful folks at West Shore Home who make these games possible for all of our viewers. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our high school hoops on WRDC Sports. Those are Air Experts, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MySpot.nc.gov, NC 529, Talk It Out NC, the North Carolina Department of Public Services, Popeyes, and Tatum and Atkinson. We'd also like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their continued support. Green Level High School and right here at Wake Forest. So join us Tuesday, February 28th for the 4th round of the NCHSAA basketball playoffs. So for Jay Sohnhalter and our entire crew, Patrick McKean is saying good night. What an electric beginning to the postseason. Wake Forest in overtime gets past Green Level 71-67. Good night from Wake Forest.